Well, if it's Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, that can mean just one thing. It's time for the goRIA live stream. I'm Chuck Failla. And as I like to do on these Wednesday afternoons, is put a spotlight on what's new on www.goRIA.com. And we've got a great new podcast for you to kick off the new year, 2025. We have Larry Sprung, who is the founder and wealth advisor over at Midland Financial. And you also probably know him as the advisor that coined the tagline, "What brought you joy today?" Or "What did you do that brought you joy today?" I believe is the full one. And he's been doing just an amazing job getting that message out there, such a positive message. But also, we're going to talk about on this podcast how that message has helped him elevate his practice along with his clients' experience. And the other part, too, and I'm going to save this as a teaser, but we're going to unleash the teaser in just a moment. What does Larry Sprung, Josh Brown, and yours truly have in common? We're going to talk about that right now. So here's a little teaser of what Larry and I talked about on this podcast. It's up right now. It's the first podcast on the page at goRIA.com. So if you want to hear the full thing, and you should, it's a great episode, you can go to goRIA.com. And here's a little taste of it right now. And it'll answer the question, what do Larry Sprung, Josh Brown, and Chuck Failla all have in common? Have you on Take a listen with goRIA. So I want to cover a few things with you. First, I want to start off with your origin story, because it's actually kind of similar to mine and kind of a shared friend, Josh Brown, as well. All of us here in the New York City metro area, and then kind of pivot a little bit to your tagline, right? Which is what did you do that brought you joy today, and how you've leveraged that. So let's start off, if we can, Larry, with your origin story. How did you start off in the business, and how did it evolve to where you are right now?
Yeah, so thanks again, Chuck. And as you mentioned in that introduction, my entry into the profession was very similar to yours. If you think about your listeners out there, think about the movie The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes.
Basically, that is a similar type firm to where I got started, making 500 dials a day, hoping to speak with 50 people. Hopefully 10 of them would have a longer conversation, and then maybe one of them would end up doing business with us in the long run. So that's, where I started. And as many of us, like yourself and like Josh, had learned, some of us more quickly than others, that was not really a long-term way to help people, to help them plan and work towards their financial futures. And like you both, I decided to make a pivot and change out of that environment. But I will say this, and I think you and Josh would probably agree as well, that there was an educational component to that experience that I had in that environment, in terms of learning how to, work with people, talk over the phone, get used to rejection and being told no 450 times or 490 times a day. That has stuck with me to this day and has helped me be a much better professional than I think I would have been had I not started there.
Yeah, I completely agree with all that. And I think Josh would say the same thing as well. And okay, so that answers the question. What do Josh Brown, Larry Sprung, and yours truly have in common? We all started our careers as cold call cowboys, all in the New York City metro area, which is pretty cool too. At some point, we should probably put together some kind of webinar or roundtable discussion, because I think it would be fantastic, swapping some war stories, but also on a more serious side, how did that prepare all of us for working now as fiduciary advisors in the RIA space? So to be continued, I'll see if we can't make that happen. But that's it for today. Again, do check out the whole episode. Larry was really generous with his time, shared some really good, specific, actionable information on how he used that tagline to really elevate his business. How is he leveraging social media and podcasts, which he just does a great job at? And he shared some really interesting insights into that. So it's worth a listen. Again, it's up there right now on goRIA.com. And that's it for today. I'll see you next week, Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. So on behalf of goRIA, fueled by Investment News, I'm Chuck Failla, and I'll see you then. Thanks for joining us. Take care.